So some of you guys were saying that yesterday's video between the Nikon Z6II with the new firmware update version 1.20 against the Sony A7C, some of you guys were saying that it was not fair that I was using a crop lens on the A7C, which was the Sigma 16 f1.4. So today's challenge, guys, I got the Sony A7C again, and it's using a full frame lens, the Sony FE 28mm f2. And right now I'm filming on the Nikon Z6II, of course with version 1.20 already installed. But here's the catch. I'm using the FTZ adapter and the Tamron 15-30 f2.8 lens. And right now I'm filming at 28mm focal length, same as on the Sony A7C. And basically at f2.8, 4K 24 frames per second, flat color profile, and this is how it looks like. So this will also be exactly the same, 28, and I'll also set the aperture to f2.8 to make it fair. Auto ISO 1/50 shutter speed, and yeah, basically that's about it. 4K 24 and neutral color profile. So they call it neutral on the Nikon, they call it flat color profile. So let's go test this out right now. On the Nikon Z6II, I'm using the Rode Wireless Go. On the Sony, I will be using the new Sony EMC W2 BT wireless lavalier. You can see that there's no need for any cables to be attached, no 3.5mm cable which normally runs between the wireless lavalier and to the camera itself. So yeah, this is new, so they don't require this. So how's the autofocusing so far? How's the colors? Let's take a walk. Let's put on some light. Alright, so let's start from here. How does it look? Getting closer and closer and closer. How's the f2.8 performing? Is it any good? How's the autofocusing? Because this is using an FTZ adapter and a third-party lens. Just want to make it a little bit more interesting. I mean, I could have put on the 24 Nikon Z f1.8 lens, but you know, we tested it out already yesterday. Looks pretty good. Okay, so that would be a good gauge. Now I'm swapping over to the Sony A7C, and yeah, with the 28 f2.0. But of course, I'll be shooting at f2.8. So let's go. Okay, so right now Sony A7C with the 28mm f2 lens, but shooting at f2.8, 1/50 shutter speed, automatic ISO, 4K 24 frames per second, neutral color profile. And how does it look? Is it any good? So one thing I forgot to mention, that in yesterday's challenge on the Sony A7C, I actually had my exposure comp was at f1.7. So just to let you know yesterday, but right now it's at 0 exposure comp, so it might look slightly darker. And one thing I noticed about the Nikon, the exposure compensation, actually, the exposure stepping was actually more erratic than on the Sony A7C. If you look through the Sony A7C video, it's more constant. So on the Nikon Z6II, when I got closer to the camera, the exposure got really bright, and when I walked away from the camera, the exposure stepped down and became a little bit more dark. So there was a lot of exposure stepping here and there, but on the Sony A7C, it's more gradual. So let's test it out. Let's go for a walk. Okay, so we're gonna start from here and walk. I'm gonna slow down. And how does it look? How's the autofocusing? Again, the speed and the sensitivity is the fastest. How's the bokeh on this? I can see it's a lot darker than yesterday because, like I said, yesterday exposure comp was plus 1.7. Forgot to mention that. But we are in neutral color profile, so shouldn't be too much shadows. That's what I've been noticing about the Sony cameras and also for Nikon. In automatic mode, there is a lot of shadows and a lot of sharpening. The only other camera which has I mean, this is, we're talking about in normal picture profile. That's why I always shoot in flat or neutral. But if you're talking about the automatic colors, so far the best that I've been using is the Panasonic G9 actually. So yeah, basically that's it, guys. So yeah, let me know in the comment section what you guys think, whether the Nikon Z6II with the FTZ adapter plus a Tamron 2012 lens. This is the G1 model. Yeah, extremely huge G1 model released in 2012. But how was the overall performance of the Nikon Z6II against this Sony A7C? So thanks guys for watching. Hope you enjoyed this video. Leave your comments in the comment section and let me know which one you prefer. And hit the subscribe button, like button, and notifications button, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.